Chapter 1. Arrival at the Galactic Academy. The Galactic Academy was the epitome of advanced education, drawing students from across the known universe. Talia, a young alien from the planet Zorath, was excited but anxious as she disembarked from the transport ship. The Academy's sprawling campus stretched as far as her eyes could see, a blend of ultra-modern architecture and lush greenery, making it a marvel of engineering and nature. Talia was one of the brightest students from her home planet, having excelled in subjects like quantum mechanics, xenobiology, and interstellar diplomacy. Her arrival at the Academy was a proud moment for her family and her people. Yet despite her excitement, she couldn't shake the stereotypes she'd been taught about other species, especially humans. As she walked towards her dormitory, she recalled the lessons from her childhood. Humans are a weak species, physically and mentally, her instructors had said. They are barely capable of surviving on their primitive planet, let alone contributing to the galactic community. Talia had taken these lessons to heart, believing them to be an unquestionable truth. The dormitory was a bustling place with students from various planets mingling and introducing themselves. Talia was assigned a room with two other students, Kira, a reptilian alien from Draconis Prime, and Larn, an insectoid from the hive world of Zixlar. They greeted her warmly, and the trio quickly formed a bond over their shared excitement and nervousness. During their orientation, they were introduced to their class schedule and the Academy's various facilities. The highlight of the day was the introductory lecture by Professor Yelzar, a renowned scholar of interspecies relations. The lecture hall was enormous, filled with students from countless worlds, each eager to learn from the esteemed professor. As the lecture began, Talia noticed a small group of humans sitting together. They seemed unremarkable, blending into the diverse crowd. She couldn't help but feel a sense of superiority, confident in her belief that humans had little to offer. Professor Yelzar's lecture was captivating, delving into the history of the Galactic Alliance and the importance of cooperation among species. As the lecture ended, the professor announced a special assignment that would challenge the students to work together in mixed species teams. Each team would be tasked with solving a complex problem, requiring them to combine their unique strengths and perspectives. Talia's team consisted of Kira, Larn, and a human named Alex. She couldn't hide her disappointment at being paired with a human, but she resolved to keep an open mind for the sake of the assignment. Alex, a tall and unassuming young man, greeted them with a friendly smile. "Looking forward to working with you all," he said, his voice calm and confident. The assignment was to design a sustainable energy solution for a hypothetical colony on a distant, resource-scarce planet. As they began brainstorming, Talia noticed something unexpected about Alex. Despite the stereotypes she'd been taught, he was intelligent, articulate, and full of innovative ideas. He proposed using a combination of solar and geothermal energy, supplemented by advanced battery storage systems to ensure a constant power supply. Kira and Larn were impressed, and even Talia couldn't deny the practicality of Alex's plan. They spent hours working together, refining their design and addressing potential challenges. Throughout the process, Alex demonstrated a deep understanding of both the technical aspects and the broader implications of their solution. As they presented their project to the class, Talia found herself re-evaluating her preconceived notions. The human had not only contributed, but had been instrumental in their success. The realization left her both confused and intrigued. Had everything she'd been taught about humans been wrong? That night, as she lay in bed, Talia couldn't stop thinking about Alex and the day's events. She felt a growing curiosity about humans and their capabilities. What other surprises did they hold? And how had such a supposedly weak species managed to thrive in the vast, challenging galaxy? Talia resolved to learn more, determined to uncover the truth about humans, and perhaps challenge the very beliefs she'd held for so long. Chapter 2. The First Challenge. The days following the introductory lecture were filled with intense study and collaboration. Talia, Kira, Larn, and Alex continued to work together, their bond strengthening as they tackled various academic and practical challenges. The more Talia interacted with Alex, the more she realized how little she truly understood about humans. Their next major assignment was a survival simulation, designed to test their problem-solving skills, teamwork, and adaptability. Each team was to be dropped on a simulated hostile environment, where they would have to find food, water, and shelter while dealing with various threats. Talia felt a mix of excitement and apprehension as they prepared for the simulation. She had always excelled in theoretical studies, but practical survival skills were another matter entirely. She couldn't help but wonder how Alex would fare in such a scenario. Would he live up to the surprising potential he had shown during their first assignment? The simulation began with a dramatic drop-off on a barren, rocky landscape. The team quickly assessed their surroundings, noting the scarcity of resources and the harsh conditions. The simulation was designed to mimic the environment of a newly discovered planet, with extreme temperatures and limited flora and fauna. Kira, with her reptilian physiology, was adept at navigating the rocky terrain, while Larn used his insectoid senses to locate hidden water sources. Talia relied on her scientific knowledge to analyze the environment and identify potential food sources. Alex, however, proved to be the team's most valuable asset. He immediately took charge, organizing the team and delegating tasks based on their strengths. His calm demeanor and strategic thinking helped them avoid unnecessary risks and focus on their primary objectives. He suggested building a temporary shelter using the rocks and sparse vegetation, providing protection from the elements and a base for their operations. As they worked, Alex shared his knowledge of wilderness survival, a skill he had honed during his time on Earth. He taught them how to purify water using basic filtration techniques, identify edible plants, and set traps for small animals. His practical expertise was invaluable, and the team quickly adapted to the harsh environment. One night, as they huddled around a makeshift fire, Talia couldn't help but ask Alex about his background. "You seem to know so much about survival. Where did you learn all this?" Alex smiled, his eyes reflecting the firelight. "I grew up in a rural area on Earth. My family loved camping and exploring the wilderness. I guess I picked up a lot of skills along the way. Plus, I've always been fascinated by the idea of survival in extreme environments." Talia was impressed. "It's amazing how different your experiences are from what I've been taught about humans. I always thought of Earth as a relatively tame planet." Alex chuckled. "Earth has its share of challenges, but I think that's true for any planet. Survival is about adapting and making the most of what you have." As the simulation continued, the team faced various challenges, from sudden storms to aggressive, simulated wildlife. Each time, Alex's quick thinking and resourcefulness helped them overcome the obstacles. Talia found herself growing increasingly impressed by his abilities and leadership. By the end of the simulation, their team had not only survived but thrived, earning top marks for their performance. The experience had been a revelation for Talia, shattering her preconceived notions about humans. She realized that strength came in many forms, and that the resilience and ingenuity displayed by Alex were qualities to be admired. Returning to the academy, Talia felt a newfound respect for her human teammate. She also felt a growing curiosity about what other surprises humans might hold. Her journey of discovery had only just begun, and she was eager to learn more. The next few weeks were a blur of lectures, assignments, and collaborative projects. Talia continued to work closely with Alex, Kira, and Larn, their teamwork growing stronger with each passing day. The more she learned about humans, the more she realized how wrong her previous assumptions had been. One evening, after a particularly challenging project, Talia found herself alone with Alex in the Academy's library. The vast collection of knowledge from across the galaxy was a testament to the Academy's commitment to education and understanding. Talia turned to Alex, her curiosity getting the better of her. "Alex, can I ask you something?" "Of course," he replied, looking up from his notes. "Why do you think so many species underestimate humans? From what I've seen, you're incredibly capable and resourceful." Alex pondered her question for a moment. "I think it's a combination of factors. Humans have only recently joined the galactic community, so there's still a lot of unfamiliarity. Plus, we don't have the same physical advantages as some other species, but I believe our greatest strength lies in our adaptability and our ability to learn and grow from our experiences. Talia nodded, absorbing his words. It's fascinating. I've learned so much from working with you. I can't wait to see what other surprises humans have in store. Alex smiled warmly. I'm glad to hear that. There's a lot more to us than meets the eye. As they continued their studies, Talia felt a sense of excitement and anticipation. Her journey at the Galactic Academy was turning out to be more enlightening than she had ever imagined. The stereotypes she had been taught were crumbling, replaced by a deeper understanding of the diverse and remarkable species that made up the galaxy. And at the center of it all was a human who had shown her that true strength came from within, a lesson she would carry with her for the rest of her life. Chapter 3. The Unexpected Ally. As the semester progressed, the students at the Galactic Academy were faced with increasingly complex challenges. One such challenge was a series of simulated diplomatic negotiations designed to teach them the intricacies of interspecies relations. Talia was excited but nervous. Diplomacy was a critical skill for any aspiring leader, and she wanted to excel. The simulation involved a conflict between two fictional planets, each with its own unique culture and interests. Talia's team was assigned to represent one of the planets, while another team, led by a brash and confident alien named Zarn, represented the other. The goal was to reach a mutually beneficial agreement, avoiding a simulated war. Talia's team spent hours preparing for the negotiations. They studied the fictional planet's history, culture, and political landscape, formulating strategies and potential compromises. Alex, with his diplomatic demeanor and keen understanding of human psychology, was instrumental in their preparation. The negotiations began in a grand chamber, with both teams seated at opposite ends of a long table. The atmosphere was tense, each side wary of the other's intentions. Zarn's team opened with aggressive demands, seeking to gain significant advantages in the simulated conflict. Talia's team responded with measured and reasonable counteroffers, aiming to de-escalate the situation. However, Zarn's team refused to budge, their leader's arrogance and stubbornness creating a stalemate. The simulated conflict seemed on the verge of breaking out into open hostilities. In the midst of the tense negotiations, Alex requested a private meeting with Zarn. Surprised, Zarn agreed, curious to see what the human had to say. The two stepped into a side chamber, leaving their teams to wait anxiously. Talia watched them go, feeling a mixture of hope and apprehension. She trusted Alex, but Zarn was known for his disdain for humans. She couldn't imagine what Alex had planned, but she knew he wouldn't take such a bold step without a reason. Minutes passed, feeling like hours. Finally, Alex and Zarn returned, their expressions unreadable. Alex spoke first, addressing both teams. We had a productive discussion. I believe we can find common ground if we focus on our shared interests rather than our differences. Zarn nodded, surprising everyone with his sudden change in demeanor. Alex made some compelling points. We are willing to reconsider our position if we can find a solution that benefits both sides. With Alex's diplomatic skills and persuasive arguments, the negotiations resumed with a newfound sense of cooperation. Both teams worked together to draft a comprehensive agreement, addressing the needs and concerns of both fictional planets. By the end of the session, they had reached a mutually beneficial resolution, avoiding the simulated war. As they left the chamber, Talia couldn't contain her curiosity any longer. Alex, what did you say to Zarn? How did you convince him to change his approach? Alex smiled, a hint of mystery in his eyes. I simply appealed to his sense of honor and fairness. I reminded him that true strength lies in finding peaceful solutions, and that the legacy of a great leader is measured by their ability to achieve harmony, not conflict. Talia was impressed. You have a gift for diplomacy, Alex. You've taught me so much about humans and their capabilities. Alex's smile widened. Thank you, Talia. But diplomacy is about understanding and respecting others. It's something we all can learn and practice. The experience left a lasting impression on Talia. She realized that humans possessed a unique blend of intelligence, empathy, and adaptability that made them invaluable allies in the galactic community. Her preconceived notions continued to crumble, replaced by a deep respect and admiration for her human friend. As the semester drew to a close, Talia felt a sense of pride in all that they had accomplished. She had grown not only as a student, but as an individual. Her perspective broadened by the diverse and enriching experiences at the Galactic Academy. Her friendship with Alex had become a cornerstone of her journey, a testament to the power of collaboration and understanding. She knew that the lessons she had learned would stay with her forever, shaping her future as a leader and ambassador for her people. Chapter 4. The Final Test. The culmination of their studies at the Galactic Academy was a final, comprehensive test that would challenge everything they had learned. It was a multifaceted exam, combining theoretical knowledge, practical skills, and ethical decision-making. The students had been preparing for weeks, each determined to prove their worth. The final test was shrouded in secrecy, with only the highest-ranking faculty members knowing the details. The anticipation and anxiety among the students were palpable as they gathered in the main auditorium, waiting for the test to begin. Professor Yelzar, the esteemed scholar who had welcomed them on their first day, addressed the students. "You have all worked hard and shown remarkable growth during your time at the Galactic Academy. This final test will challenge you in ways you may not expect. Remember, it is not only your knowledge that will be tested, but your character and resolve as well." The students were divided into groups, each given a different scenario to address. Talia, Alex, Kira, and Larn found themselves together once again, facing a complex and perilous situation. Their scenario involved a simulated crisis on a remote space station, where a catastrophic failure threatened the lives of hundreds of inhabitants. The team quickly assessed the situation, identifying the critical issues: a failing life support system, a malfunctioning reactor, and a growing sense of panic among the station's inhabitants. They had to act swiftly and decisively, each decision carrying significant consequences. Talia took charge of coordinating their efforts, drawing on her scientific expertise to address the life support system. Kira used her technical skills to work on the reactor, while Larn managed the station's communication systems to maintain order and prevent panic. Alex, with his calm and composed demeanor, played a crucial role in mediating conflicts and making ethical decisions. He navigated the delicate balance between prioritizing immediate threats and ensuring the long-term safety of the inhabitants. As the situation escalated, the team faced a critical decision. A section of the station was too damaged to be repaired, and they had to choose between risking their lives to save a small group of trapped inhabitants or sealing off the section to prevent further damage. The ethical dilemma weighed heavily on them, and the pressure was intense. Alex proposed a daring plan to evacuate the trapped inhabitants while minimizing the risk to the rest of the station. It was a risky move, requiring precise coordination and impeccable timing. The team worked together, their trust and camaraderie driving them forward. In a tense and dramatic sequence, they executed the plan, successfully rescuing the trapped inhabitants and stabilizing the station. The relief and pride were palpable as they returned to the main control room, their faces reflecting the exhaustion and triumph of their ordeal. Professor Yelzar and other faculty members reviewed their performance, evaluating their decisions and actions. When the final results were announced, Talia's team received the highest marks, praised for their ingenuity, teamwork, and ethical decision-making. The sense of accomplishment was overwhelming. Talia felt a deep gratitude for her friends and teammates, especially Alex, whose wisdom and strength had been a guiding light throughout their journey. She knew that their experiences at the Galactic Academy had forged unbreakable bonds and lifelong friendships. As they stood together, looking out at the vast expanse of space from the Academy's observation deck, Talia reflected on how far they had come. The lessons she had learned, the challenges they had overcome, and the friendships they had formed were priceless treasures that would guide her future. She turned to Alex, her voice filled with emotion. "Thank you, Alex. You've shown me what it truly means to be strong and resilient. I'm proud to call you my friend." Alex smiled warmly, his eyes reflecting the shared journey. "And I'm proud to call you my friend, Talia. We've all grown and learned so much. This is just the beginning of our adventures." The Galactic Academy had been a place of discovery and growth, challenging their assumptions and expanding their horizons. As they prepared to embark on new journeys and face new challenges, Talia knew that the lessons and friendships they had forged would be their greatest strengths. And as the stars shone brightly in the endless night sky, Talia felt a sense of excitement and anticipation for the future, ready to embrace the unknown and continue her journey of discovery in the vast and wondrous galaxy.